Tonight, a local couple is desperate to get out of their lease after a severe and sudden illness left one of them paralyzed.
11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks, and they asked us if there was anything they could do to alleviate the burden during an already difficult time. Caitlin Ross set out to get some answers.
Within a matter of 7 hours, he lost everything. The only function he kept was he was able to move his feet.
For a month in the ICU, that's all they had.
His right foot was yes, left foot was no.
Chuck was diagnosed with a severe form of Guillain-Barré syndrome, a disease that attacks the nervous system. When John saw how serious it was, he knew they would have to leave their apartment at the Piedmont house.
I gave them notice on November 30th with a hardship letter.
He explained they were both out of work because of the illness, and as Chuck recovers, he'll have to use a wheelchair. That makes their current apartment unlivable.
Our unit was on the 18th floor at the end of a long hallway with carpet, so even if they did modify it, if there were a fire or some kind of emergency, how are we going to get out?
But he says Graystar Media Management, which runs the Piedmont House, refused to let them out of the lease. He says the company told him it would reduce the cost to break the lease, but it was still more money than he had.
Collections, collections, collections is all I'm seeing in their emails, is they're going to send us to collections.
According to the Americans with Disabilities Act, it is the company's right to send the unpaid balance to collections. The law is about making the situation equal, so it only considers what a landlord or company would do with any other tenant who could not make payment. John says the company told him it could move them to an accessible apartment unit 2 weeks after they moved out.
I just want it to go away. That's all I want.
So we have an update tonight. The apartment complex is waiving all of the fees. Piedmont House wrote in a statement, "We sympathize with the residents' circumstances, and when we were initially contacted, the request was for an early lease termination. A reduced notice period and termination fee amount was mutually agreed upon. After reviewing the matter further, all rent amounts owned after the move out date will be waived." That's some good news.